Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Road to Indy TV. It's been a long month away, but we are back on the road. I'm your host, Tony Laporta.
And I'm Rob Howden, thrilled to be here at Barber Motorsports Park. I'm going to bring you some insider information from the paddock. There's a lot going on as the drivers start looking towards the month of May in Indianapolis.
And a little bit later on in the show, Aaron Telitz coaches me and his teammate, Santi Urrutia, in a little bit of driver versus Tony challenge, where we both take to the canvas. And then we're going to get to know the guys at D-Force Racing, as well as take a stroll through the paddock and get to know all the drivers here on the Mazda Road to Indy. The Mazda Road to Indy is a one-of-a-kind series, and populating it are a bunch of one-of-a-kind teams. This season, we're going to spend a little bit more time getting to know those teams and the people inside of them, and find out just how they ended up on the Mazda Road to Indy. And one of those teams that make up the Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, is D-Force Racing. D-Force owned by David Martinez. David, you guys are relatively one of the newer programs here on the Mazda Road to Indy, so tell me, first of all, how did you guys get started? What brought you to the Mazda Road to Indy?
I've been basically in racing since I was 5, and I pretty much raced all the way into Champ Car, what's IndyCar today. I was teammates with James Kinchcliffe. I raced Sebastian Bourdais, Will Power.
Wow.
So it's Graham Rahal. So we're all part of the same generation. It was a long process of becoming a team nomad from being a race car driver. Ernesto, my partner, he's actually my dad's half-brother.
Oh, wow.
So he's actually my uncle.
Oh, wow.
And he's younger than me, yeah. So I'm the D in the D-Force, and he's the E in the D-Force thing.
What do you use when you're coaching your young drivers here at D-Force?
Well, a lot of the times inside a team, you know, drivers really benefit from talking to somebody that was in the cockpit as well. And just to be able to translate all that information and to understand exactly what they're trying to say. And not only that, but you know, when you really enjoy being a driver coach or being a driver engineer, when they're driving, you actually feel like you're inside the car as well. You know, so it's kind of reliving your racing career, trying to avoid all the mistakes that you did, trying to put all the variables together so they can reach their maximum potential. David, thanks so much for stopping and talking to us. We've learned a ton. You got a great program here. You yourself have a really interesting history, and I can't wait to see you guys get on the top of the podium this season. Yeah, thank you guys, and I'm sure the best is yet to come. I think he is exactly right. Again, from D-Force Racing, David Martinez. This weekend, we're in the Belardi Auto Racing pit, and I'm joined by my challenger, Santi Urrutia, who I'm going to take on in painting. Aaron, you're going to be our coach. What are we about to do?
All right, so we've got our canvases, we got our brushes. You guys are going to be painting race cars. Whatever race car you want to paint, it's got to look good, and I'm going to be judging it. Whoever I think's the best one is going to be the winner.
All right, so
we've got. Why don't you paint your face, like against the race car?
You want to paint my face?
Why not? No, I mean,
No, we're not doing portraits. So we've got the what. I'm still not sure as to the why, but I'm about to take on Santi Urrutia. Best of luck.
Good luck, mate. You'll need it.
All right, guys, now what's important to remember here about painting is that you can create whatever you want. You've got all the power in the world with that brush and the canvas, and the world is your oyster, as they like to say, except it's a canvas instead.
And just beat the devil out of them.
This is going to be hard.
I already struggling to open these things, so.
Yeah, these are tricky.
Santi's putting a sky in. This is great.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
No. Why are you copying me?
Because it's a good idea.
No.
You want to keep it to yourself, don't go bragging about it. How come I forgot what a race car
I
looks
like
all of a
Santi's
sudden?
concentration on these tires. This is great.
That's not my Cooper tire.
Now, if you can get a little white brush and write Cooper on the side of there, Cooper Tires will probably give you $100,000.
There we go.
You heard it here first, Cooper Tires.
It's not done yet. I'm working on the body, bro.
Okay, so here's what we got, our two paintings. I'm gonna go through what I like about both of them. Santi did a great job with his light blue sky. It's a little darker at the top, gets lighter down here towards the horizon. Great work. His car looks like a race car.
My son is coming
What
down.
really does that mean?
I think Santi wins. Santi's the winner here.
All right.
Isn't that guy? Winner.
So in week 2 of drivers versus Tony, I take my first L.
Have you won in St. Pete or?
Yeah, I won in St. Pete.
All right, that's not bad.
So I take my first L to Mr. Santi Urrutia. Santi, incredible job. Aaron,
no worries, loser.
stick to painting. Ouch. stick to painting and not coaching painting.
You got it.
Drivers versus Tony. Drivers 1, Tony 0. Thanks for watching. So as the second weekend of racing in 2018 takes place here at Barber Motorsports Park, we've already seen a lot of intense action to start the year, and it's continuing right here at the second weekend.
You know, Tony, I think we're seeing a rivalry develop between a couple of Andretti Autosport drivers and Indy Lights. Pato O'Ward and Colton Herta both going after each other. They're young guys with lots of talent. They're focused on trying to win a championship. Santi Urrutia is right in there as well.
And when you talk about Indy Lights, you really cannot forget about the bad luck that continues to plague Aaron Telitz.
You know, we watched him through all his years of the Mazda road to Indy, and he didn't have that kind of trouble. He's a guy that always finished races. Taken out in qualifying, taken out in race number 2 at St. Petersburg. It happens again here in race number 1.
And that just has to speak to the level of competition in Indy Lights that a guy like Aaron Telitz is having trouble getting to the checkered flag.
Well, you know, it's hardcore racing. They're trying to win for that, you know, that $1 million to be able to go IndyCar racing in 2019. And you could see him when he came back after getting wrecked in race number 1. He was just so dejected.
And then on the other side of the coin this week, and we've got Pro Mazda racing, of course, no USF 2000, and boy, the Canadian Parker Thompson coming right out of the box in qualifying and just smacking him in the mouth.
Now, rookie driver and a rookie team, Exclusive Autosport, who debuted last year in USF 2000, jumping to Pro Mazda this year, and they win here at Barber already. He's won here. He won both races in USF 2000 2 years ago. This kid loves this racetrack.
And of course, the Juncos Racing contingent, those 3 drivers showing up and showing strong as well this weekend.
Well, I just think we know that Ricky Juncos is going to show up wherever he goes, whether it's IndyCar, Pro Mazda, or Indy Lights. They got a great team and a great family atmosphere there. They've got some amazing drivers as well. Barber Motorsports Park, one of the most beautiful tracks that we come to every year. They call it the Augusta National of Motorsports. And one of the great things about an IndyCar race or a Mazda Road Indy presented by Cooper Tires event is you can get up close and personal with the drivers by getting into the paddock. Tony had a chance to do that earlier this weekend.
I'm just trying to understand more about this tight pants around the lower half of your legs look.
Well, you know, it's comfortable, man. I like to be comfortable at the track. I'm comfortable in the car in my suit, so why not be comfortable outside of the suit as well?
Life is about comfort. If you can't be comfortable, you shouldn't be here. Is this how you're going to enjoy most Sunday afternoons after the racing's done?
Only way to go. Now all I need is a beer and a scotch, maybe.
Okay, we'll reference that in a moment, but what's it mean to be lit?
To be lit, well, it can be literal, on fire. It's like beautiful, it's nice, I guess, yeah. I don't use that.
I don't think that's what it means.
Or figurative, like swaggy, going fast. Like,
hey,
wow, those shoes are lit. Like, wow, those are dope.
Here we go, Parker Thompson, just like in St. Pete. We're in Birmingham this weekend. Everything come out okay in there?
Yeah, it was a great pit stop again. We came out P1 this time. The boys did an awesome job, so can't thank them enough.
Well, P1 with no competition isn't too hard to do. Do you have anything to say?
Well, there's competition on the track, so let's leave it at that.
Competition on the track, but none in there, thankfully.
No, it was a pretty clean stop. Not too much pressure.
If you were a part of your race car, which part of your race car would you be?
Wow. I think the engine.
The engine?
Yeah. It's like strong.
It is strong.
It's making noise, you know? It's like bang!
Because all those Mazda engines, they're all strong.
Yeah, they're all strong and really strong. The car is really cool.
Let me give you some insider information on Pro Mazda and Indy Lights. In Pro Mazda, Texan Corey Enders made his debut in the PM18 here at Barber Motorsports Park. And even though he's focused on USF 2000 here in 2018, very likely we'll see him in Pro Mazda next year. I'm very intrigued to watch the development of RP Motorsports. This Italian team making their debut season in Pro Mazda are on a very steep learning curve. Everything is new. The PM18, the tracks, all the series systems. They did very well at St. Petersburg, and we look for more from them throughout the season. Harrison Scott has impressed with very good pace. He dominated Euro Formula Open last year with 12 wins, already on pace here in Pro Mazda. And then that new PM18, so ultra quick, track records will fall all year long. Here at Barber, the new car over 3 seconds faster than the track record set by Spencer Pigot here in 2014. Moving to Indy Lights, I think the biggest story is Santi Urrutia. What a tremendous start to the season with a couple of podium finishes in St. Petersburg. Last year, he left Florida 24 points behind. He came to Barber this weekend 8 points up. That is a massive difference in 2 years' time. He wasn't the fastest at St. Petersburg, but he is showing incredible maturity and consistency. One of the big disappointments, at least for me here this weekend at Barber, was the absence of Team Pelfrey. There were discussions with several drivers to try to get back on track at Indianapolis in May, but we were hoping to see Shelby Blackstock and Neil Alberico back with the team here in Alabama. When it comes to the Mazda Road to Indy, we always talk about drivers moving up. Well, teams move up as well. We've seen both Uncos Racing and Carlin move to the Verizon IndyCar Series, and this year at the Indianapolis 500, Brian Bellardi will make his first connection to the big race as he hooks up with AJ Foyt Racing, his first shot at trying to get into the Verizon IndyCar Series. The Pro Mazda and Indy Lights Championships really started shaping up here at Barber Motorsports Park, but I know that every driver cannot wait to get to Indianapolis in the month of May.
So that'll do it for episode 1 here in the Yellowhammer State. Alabama's been good to us. The haulers are getting packed up and heading out. It's been a fun weekend of racing here, Rob.
With everything done, Tony, I think I would look at a couple highs and lows. Parker Thompson and Exclusive Autosport to come in here and do what they were able to do. That's massive to get that momentum heading to Indianapolis. One of the big disappointments, of course, not having Team Pelfrey here with us in Indy Lights. They've been with the program for a number of years. To have them missing this particular race, really sad for us. We'd love to see them back in Indianapolis.
Great points, Rob. It's been a fun weekend of racing here in Alabama. But the best news is this is only part 1 of our time here in Birmingham. Coming up in the next episode, we're going to be right back here at Barber Motorsports Park, getting you caught up on all things Road to Indy. So until then, stay up to date by visiting roadtoindy.tv. For Rob and everyone at Road to Indy TV, I'm Tony Laporta. We'll see you down the road.